terzo, guardate quanto deve girare lo sterzo e poi correzione in potenza con il posteriore che è partito verso l'esterno della curva, quindi controsterzata, di nuovo un'altra controsterzata. Queste sono perdite di tempo e l'impossibilità di aprire tutto l'acceleratore quando si esce in potenza. Bisogna essere sì precisi con l'anteriore, però guardate quanto deve sterzare fino all'uscita della curva e poi molto facilmente la macchina gli parte in potenza verso l'esterno con la parte posteriore. La sensazione che debba sterzare molto di più di quanto facesse Brundle con la Benetton per tenere la traiettoria.
Few raised eyebrows as people thought that then constituted a movable aerodynamic device, but it was passed by the FIA scrutineer and not much more has been heard on it. But just looking in with Senna here, how much work a driver is having to do. Now this is a long Grand Prix, 83 laps, a high work rate. The only salvation for a driver is that in relative terms the grip level of the circuit is comparable, say, to Manicourt, which is not considered a particularly high grip circuit, but massive amount of work in the cockpit, hands, arms, upper body, a real aerobic exercise.
Ayrton Senna, his first flying lap.
Here we go then, Michael Schumacher exits Luffield, goes on to his first flying lap, and this is our first chance to see what the front runners can do in the hotter conditions that we've got now for qualifying at Silverstone. Into Cops Corner, third gear through there, changes up, uses the full width of road on the exit, and now the run down towards Beckett's.
And let's just listen to this sound of Schumacher in Beckett's. Well, Schumacher, in fact, reverted back to his race car, his prime car. He ran the spare car this morning. Then he got a revised airbox mechanism. But
look for the curb on the outside and gently take the car over to the right-hand side. Over 180 miles an hour once again. Brake very late. You've got to shift down 5 gears, just 50 through the apex. Try to stay to the inside. Once again, the traction control helping the car launch towards turn 11. 60 through the centre. You can't get on the throttle as early as you want. You have to be patient. It's too bumpy initially. Now a sweeping right-hander through 12. A big confidence lift there for De La Rosa, and the final great corner. 135 through the middle. Very heavy on the steering. Not much space on the exit. Over the start-finish line now.
Esta curva, una especie de 90 grados, fondo fácil, no es ni siquiera considerada como una curva. DRS, frenando hacia el pico, tirándose tarde. Ahí Hamilton, hemos visto este fin de semana, no le gusta coger mucho el pico, es más de tirarse aquí en V, que es donde tuvo el error en la Q2. En este caso lo ha hecho perfecto, dándole toda la salida al coche. Gas a fondo, por supuesto, llega a los 320 km por hora para bajar 2 marchas. Siempre le gusta llevar el coche muy revolucionado en COPS, y hemos visto que no utiliza más de la cuenta el piano exterior. Muy bien también como baja sexta y ahora quinta para entrar a la recta de atrás, a la Hangar Straight, utilizando después de los baches bastante el piano exterior.